What up, it's your boy Dvrth back at it again with another video, and today we're here with ᴰᴐᵐᵖ Season 3, Episode 4. Last episode was... things went bad. I think things are starting to heat up in a way I don't exactly want it to, right? Mostly because it seems like Dimple is on a warpath now. And maybe a warpath isn't the right way to put it. Dimple seems to be finally embracing what he believes is his calling, which is becoming a god. We've always known that this was his thing, so it makes sense that he eventually was going to come back to it. But now we have something interesting with this homunculus husk new body for Dimple thing. I don't know what it is. It seems like I don't know what it is. We talked about in the discussion. There's a couple theories thrown around, whether it was a homunculus, it was Dimple, or a proxy for Dimple, something to that effect. We don't know. All I can tell you that I know for sure in my heart is that Dimple is behind it. So hopefully we can bring him back to our side, but it may not be that simple. So we're gonna hop straight into this. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. You're just a lurker. I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more ᴰᴐᵐᵖ or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Link's gonna be in the description below. And if you want these episodes early, subscribe to my Patreon. Link's gonna be in the description for that as well. I appreciate all of the people that subscribe to the Patreon as always. We also have a Discord if you want to join that. So with all that being said, let's get our headphones, make sure they're on, them bitches is on, and let's just get into it. Right, people weren't like weren't responding to him for some reason. Meeting the day before Oh no! Are you brainwashed? Obviously, it has something to do with like the founder person thing showing up. So I'm not sure if Mezzo is either brainwashed or they basically have her by the neck, being like, yo, you ain't gonna say nothing, you gonna chill out, you know what I'm saying, or your parents die, or I'm gonna kill you, something to that effect. I don't know, but she seemed more, I don't know, she seemed kind of out of it when she first started talking, so I'm leaning more towards brainwash. Plus it was the same way that the last evil spirit did it in the season, so makes sense. But I wouldn't put it past Dimple and the husk founder thing to just, you know, you have no brainwashing. Never mind. What the fuck? So the thing is creating follow. It's doing the same thing that Dimple did last time. Right? That's random as fuck. Why do you want? Okay, whatever. But look at the fucking cracks, nigga. I thought it was just the vines intruding into the buildings. Yeah. Okay, there it is. I was assuming that was the roots intruding themselves into the building. So, kill the broccoli, or stop it in some way. Afraid of the lawsuits, man? Tree's bounty? You made crack out of the tree? Ew, what the fuck? Whoa, wait, it's brainwashing the whole city. Oh my god, that's what's happening. Why are they all eating broccoli? Cookies, nigga. What the fuck? Powerful divine Russian that totally takes up. Yeah. God damn it, bro, that was terrifying. I don't think it's gonna let you, but I respect the attempt. Fuck, nigga, feel that. Oh, rebound. Oh my god. No, far from it. Oh fuck, don't you dare! Don't you dare! God, psycho helmet. Jesus. What the fuck? Fuck, nigga! Feel that! Pussy, get the fuck out, Dimple! Man. Oh my god! Oh, okay, that was terrible. Yep. Here we go. Real shit. Emotions are the... Oh my god! Ain't gonna be that easy, big dog. It ain't gonna be that easy! Oh my god! Forgot how nasty Teru was. Oh, he's working at a flower shop now. That's what's up. Oh man, got him in the back just selling that crack. Yeah. That man Dimple is stocking up on every bit of power he can get. Oh shit. Looks like we fighting again. Yep. Yep. 真珠の幹から受肉してサイコヘルメット教のアイコンをイメージしたんだ。霊体のままじゃ信者たちに見えねえからよ。また君を消すことになるとはな。Never thought I had to eliminate you again. He ain't taking that. I think Dimple is he's different now. Completely different. What the fuck? It's probably Dimple becoming omnipotent in a way. Everybody's being... The whole town is under his jurisdiction. Because the tree has the whole town under its jurisdiction. Get the gang back. Well, Mob has lifted buildings. Jesus. Okay. I mean, maybe your mom has a point. It's never nothing. What the fuck? Oh my god, bro. It's spreading so fast. Pretty much, it's a popularity contest, is what it really is. But hey, isn't that what God is? Jesus Christ. I don't think you should eat that. That's that rock. That's that rock. Wait, what? Oh no. What the fuck is this? You taking me to church? I can't respect that. I ain't going back to church. Oh, what's these happy ass niggas doing? Reagan, I think you're about to become one of them very soon. Oh my god. Reagan ate the fucking candy. I ain't drinking your goddamn black tar heroin. And he looks like he's on black tar heroin. Oh no, bro. Fucking he fucking booked it. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. Oh no. Bro. Has higher defense points. Oh, not this guy! I'm going to lecture you. Just run away again. Yep. Yeah, they're not bad. They just... Yeah. 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 Reagan? 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 Oh, no, 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 no. Are you brainwashed? Oh. Oh no. He's out. He's out. Fucking him. Oh my god. So many. He's alone. What a flip. That's crazy. Seems like they fuck with Mob. Fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, they fuck with Mob. Oh. Oh. This might be Dimple making a relay of popularity. Yeah, I think it is. Oh. I adore you so much. Oh my god. Dog, this is insane. Dog, this is... Oh, what? Whoa. Oh my god. Nah, this is insane. That's crazy how they flipped that. That's so fucking good how they flipped that. That's crazy. Okay, let's talk about it. Whoa. Okay. So, it seems like... No, it's not even seems like. That's what's happening. The roots of the divine tree go way deeper than just the city. It's everybody. It's everybody. And it seemed not, once again, not it seems like, it is straight up just facts now that Dimple is the one behind it. Now, here's the thing. I don't think... I'm trying to see where I should start with this. Let's start with Dimple. Dimple, it makes sense for Dimple to have done this. I don't know if I talked about this last week in the discussion, but it makes sense for Dimple to do this. I wanna put that on the table first so we can understand Dimple, right? Dimple is an evil spirit that has never changed. Not once has it ever changed. Dimple has always been an evil spirit. Dimple has always acted like an evil spirit. Dimple has always done things that evil spirits would do. It just because Dimple was a friend for 2 seasons does not mean that Dimple ever lost sight of what he was. Now, throughout the seasons that we've had of Mob, you can see Dimple kind of trying his best to continue his dream of becoming God, right? He's never really lost himself. If you remember, there were times in Mob Psycho, like in I think it was season 1, where it was played as a joke, but I think it was right before Teru exorcised him the first time, right? Where it was played like a joke, where Mob like remembers all the time that he spent with Dimple. Jesus fucking Christ. Mob remembers all the times that he spent with Dimple, and it's not that great. In fact, if I'm completely, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm remembering this correctly, there were, in that joke, what the punchline was Dimple saying, "Mob, let me take over your body real quick, dog." Like it's and that was just in season 1, right? In season 2, once again, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been years since I've seen these seasons. But in season 2, there was a moment where Mob wanted to let the Ghost family like live in peace. In season 2, there was an episode where Mob wanted to let the Ghost family live in peace, right? But who's there to rile up the ghost, or at least try to rile up the ghost so Mob could erase it? Fucking Dimple. Dimple has always been like this. Always been like this. It's never changed. It reminds me of a story, right? That, and I may have told the story before on the channel, but it's like a wives' tale or some like a wives' tale or some shit like that. Of the a woman who takes care of a snake, right? I don't remember the story for sure, but the gist of the story is that a woman takes in like an injured snake or something like that, nurses it all the way to perfect health, and it seems like her and the snake are like this, my nigga, like this. But at the end of the tale, the snake bites the lady anyway and kills her. I believe in the story the snake kills her. And if I'm remembering this correctly, once again, like, correct me if I'm wrong, the woman asks, why after everything, why would you bite me? After everything I've done for you, after everything we've been through together, why bite me? And the answer is so simple: because I'm a snake. And Dimple, it seems like Dimple and Mob are in the same type of relationship, where Mob found Dimple at what he would assume is his best, but after beating the shit out of him, Mob takes him in. He befriends him. They go through shit together, and at the end, in season 3 here, Dimple still bites Mob because he's an evil spirit. So it's always been like this. It's always been like this. It's never changed, right? So let's set that up first, right? So now what it seems like he's doing is creating a, basically recreating what he had in season 1, only on a way larger scale. If you remember, in season 1 he had the whole like LOL group. It seems like he's doing that, only he's using the name of the name of the Psycho Helmet group, and he's using the tree, the divine tree, as a catalyst. Now, here's the really interesting part of Dimple's plan, which I'm not sure if this is actually what he's doing or what he's trying to do, but there's a third layer to his plan. There's the group, there's the brainwashing of the people, right? So there's the name of the group in the divine tree that he's using to power up, right? Then there's the people that he uses that worship the tree to power up himself enough to brainwash those people. But then the third layer that I'm thinking is being used here is Mob himself, right? Because it seems like everybody fucks with Mob now. Everybody's like, oh yeah, it's my, oh, Mabu Sasuke, Mabu, he's so fucking cool. Oh my god, he's so handsome. Yeah, everybody fucks with Mob, right? Everybody's letting him through, you know. He's like, oh, it's Mob, wow, oh my god, you know, all this other shit. What I think Dimple is doing here is creating a relay from Mob. So Dimple might be thinking super big brain, or I'm thinking too hard. You take the power of the tree in order to take the group itself, powering you up enough to make Mob a relay for your own power, because people are going to look at him, go, oh, we fuck with this guy, and then that power gets recycled into you, because those people's faith becomes stronger because they see Mob, and you know, it's so cool, right? What I will say though, what I will say as an aside, Dimple, not Dimple, Mob's popularity just flipped. And what I mean by that is that throughout the past couple of episodes, Mob has felt like he's been getting more popular. Throughout the last episode, I guess you could say, Mob has felt like he was getting more popular. And now he has that popularity. In fact, it's everybody. But much like what Mob was talking about, it's not like they're doing it because they want to anymore. It's not because they're just having fun under on a common goal or anything like that. There's a lack of freedom there that Mob is not a fan of, right? Which I don't blame him at all, right? Even though Mob has gotten his popularity, he's not okay with it, right? And he shouldn't be. Mob has never wanted this scale of popularity. I don't think this is really his forte. In fact, I think Mob would rather people to do what they want, do what they feel like, and naturally, if Mob gains friends out of that, he gains friends out of that, right? So it's really cool that they flipped the whole popularity thing on its head for Mob in a way that's actually pretty fascinating, by them basically boosting his popularity. So that's cool. Another thing I would want to point out is how Dimple is doing this, right? I almost forgot what I was about to say. How Dimple is doing this, right? Dimple knows pretty, I'm going to assume that Dimple knows pretty well Mob would kick his ass again. Let's be real. Mob would dirt Dimple, and it's not even a like a question, or that's not a hot take, right? That Mob would absolutely wipe the floor with Dimple again, and Dimple understands that. So what Dimple has done is that the best way to get to Mob is not by brute force. It's not by fighting him. You have to manipulate Mob, because Mob's still a kid. Mob is still learning. He's still growing. Even though Mob seems to be a little bit more assertive and all this other stuff, being able to use your power against Mob in a way that isn't just straight up throwing hand, like he's not boxing Mob, so we ain't got to worry about that. Mob is going to outbox Dimple every time, and Dimple knows that. So what he's doing is he's just going to play the mental game, give Mob the popularity, feed it into myself. It's really fucking smart. It's really fucking smart. And where was I? Yeah, it's really smart. I will say this episode did a fantastic job. I need to blow my nose. Oh my god. God, I hate spring. I hate spring so much. What was I saying? Right. This episode did a fantastic job building that fear in the viewer, right? That sense of foreboding, because this entire episode was pretty heavy, not in like the oh my god this is so sad type of heavy, even though it kind of is sad. It was heavy as in the feeling of bad shit is going to happen was palpable, right? And in fact there were scenes. I think that this episode was shot in a way that invoked that fear, in that sense of foreboding, right? They had scenes that invoked that fear and sense of foreboding. My favorite being the whole Teru thing. That was genuinely scary. Because at first I didn't notice that he was behind Teru. And then when I feel like I gotta go back and look at that moment, because I feel like there was a moment where I was looking at Teru and my eyes wandered to the darkness, and it wasn't sure what it was seeing. It's so well done. It's so well done. That's something that Mob Psycho does really well with its art. Is that it's so free flowing with its art and its art direction that when it needs to kick on the fear, the scares, like the true scary shit, oh, it can do that. It can do that, and that's the best way to get a rise out of your audience, a scare out of your audience. It's not jump scares, it's the just out of frame shit. It's the silent. It's the silence of somebody actually watching you, and it's funny because the show, this episode, they even brought up that Reagan brought up it felt like somebody was watching, which to me was Dimple becoming a little omnipotent, since the roots of the tree are pretty much spreading all over the city, and in fact spreading to people's minds as well. It makes sense that Dimple would be able to have some sort of surveillance, like on his subjects, right? So the whole thing of them saying, oh yeah, I think it feels like somebody's been watching us, and then us having the moment with Teru where he eats one of the cookies or whatever they are, and instead of like going through this whole like hypnosis chain where his eyes turn into like little swirls or something like that, or it's some sort of light show, or anything like bombastic and crazy and bright and sparkly like that, how hypnosis or surveillance is usually or brainwashing or anything like that is usually portrayed in media. No, this was silent. This just happened, and it was unexpected. He just ate it. He went to his fridge, opened it up, and it so happened that Dimple was behind him, just staring at him the whole time because he ate it was so well done. I'm not doing it justice by explaining it, but it if there's anything that I know, and I don't know a lot, but if there's anything that I know, it's horror. I have watched too much fucking horror in my life. I think no, that's a lie. I was about to say I've watched horror more than I've watched more horror than I've watched anime. That's a fucking lie. That was about to be a fucking lie. But I've watched horror at least just as much as anime, if not a little bit less, right? I've watched anime a little bit more. So I know good horror when I see it, no matter what the medium is, right? And this was good horror. I love, and I could gush about this all video, but I won't. So I'll just say a couple more things. I love horror that you can easily miss. Now, granted, Dimple was like directly behind him. He was in the shadows and shit, but he was directly behind him, so you'd see him eventually. But the horror that the artist doesn't care whether you miss or not is the best horror that you could ever get in a show. So it was fantastically done. I really like that. So Reagan is very brainwashed. That is unfortunate on a totally different level. And even when he was brainwashed, even that's had that sense of foreboding with it, of Mob kind of like looking back and be like, are you brainwashed? And Reagan like never even here's how savvy this whole brainwashing thing is. This is how savvy Dimple is in this situation. He doesn't even say he is. They don't say whether they are or not. I don't think anybody does, and this is why I really like the way they handle this brainwashing, right? Is that the people that are brainwashed don't seem like they're brainwashed. They seem like they are genuinely just a part of a cult, a religion. They're just doing it because their God wills it. It doesn't seem like it's brainwashing, but it absolutely is. And to me, what is so incredibly well done about this is that if we are to continue down the whole theme of adolescence in Mob Psycho, this is a fear. This is a fear. Because technically, Mob is completely alone. Yes, these people are like, oh, you know, we love Mob and all this other shit, but like, Mob is alone here. He's the only one not brainwashed. In adolescence, I remember what it's like to be a teenager. And the feeling of everybody around you being brainwashed and you being the only free thinker is that. Listen, if you've been a teenager, you know that you know how that feels. So it's so well done to flip that popularity on its head by making Mob feel more alone by feeling more popular. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good, man. It's so fucking good. So now Mob is most likely going to go and I don't know, like, I guess we have to talk to Dimple. And here's the thing, I don't see us actually having like an actual fight, right? I don't see us having like an actual fight with Dimple because I don't think, like I said, I think Dimple understands that Mob could easily wipe the floor with him, but I also think that this fight is going to be not as traditional as you would assume. I think this is more or less going to be a discussion with flashing lights. That's the best way I can put this, right? Yes, Mob could easily dirt him, but no, that you don't really want to. You want to understand your friend, right? And that's what Dimple is. He's a friend that kind of lost his way a bit. So hopefully, we can actually talk to Dimple, like speak to him, figure out what he's doing, because I feel like a lot of what's going on here could have been addressed when the two of them were talking in Mob's room. It's simply the fact that Mob himself was so much on his high horse, and so like on a buzz, simply because of how he felt so popular, that when, and we've talked about this in the discussion, but got to bring it back up, that when Dimple was like, yo, by the way, I don't think you're actually all that popular, and even Reagan said something of the sort. You know, as soon as he said that, Mob was kind of like shut down when it came to Dimple, and was like, yo, well, why don't you go back to doing whatever you were gonna do, you know, that type of stuff, right? And you know, kind of questioning Dimple on his dreams and his beliefs, right, of becoming God, which, understandable. Dimple's dream of becoming a god is kind of stupid, but it's his dream, right? There's a sense of it's easy, right? It's easy to only think about yourself. And once again, that's another thing about adolescence, is that you do tend to only think about yourself, especially when you're on a high like that. And while I agree with a lot of what Mob said during that conversation, you know, like, yeah, what's so fun about being a god? What will you do after that? And Dimple's like, I don't know, things that I could never even imagine, you know, stuff like that. But the unfortunate thing is that even though Dimple was technically kind of wrong, it was his dream. And it should have gotten the same sort of respect that us as viewers and Mob as his friend should have, you know, that we've given Mob with his dreams and other characters, right? Instead, because we know that Dimple is Dimple, and Dimple is an evil spirit, and we know what Dimple wants, and we know that we don't agree with what Dimple wants, you know, we kind of disrespected his dream. You know, Mob kind of disrespected his dream. I kind of disrespected his dream. You know, even during that episode, I was like, Dimple, that sounds fucking stupid. But after thinking about it, I was like, you know how many times I've had stupid ideas and felt bad when somebody told me that they were stupid? Yeah, yeah. Like, the idea might be stupid, but god damn it, it was his dream. So I would hope that this is a conversation, right? And it doesn't end the way I feel like it's gonna end. Cause I'm gonna cry if Dimple dies. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to jinx it, like, just in case. But I'm gonna be so fucking sad if Dimple dies, because that's my dog. I fuck with Mob heavy. I fuck with Reagan heavy. I fuck with fucking Mob's brother heavy. I fuck with Teru heavy. I fuck with Dimple heavy as fuck too. So if Dimple goes, that's gonna, to me, that's gonna feel like losing Reagan or Teru or Mob's brother, or, you know, I don't want that. I don't want that, but it feels like that's what the show is gearing up for. And in all reality, if you wanted to kill somebody, that hurts. I don't want that. So yeah, this is a really good episode. That last thing I'll talk about, that ED, that new ED is a fucking banger. That shit was hard. I really liked that ED. It was really, really good. It's the first time that, I think it's the first time that we've ever gotten the Mob choir to do an ED, and that's probably why it was so fucking hard. Like, other EDs are great, and this ED was, like, the last ED was really good. Don't get me. We changed EDs after 3 episodes. Bold. No, I take that back. We did the same thing last season. I'm stupid. But yeah, it's that ED is really fucking good. I'm not sure if it's better than the last season's ED, and I don't really care to compare them. But god damn it, this ED after a couple of like listens, this might be my favorite. So yeah, really good shit, really good episode. Scary at times actually, but really good episode. I think there were some things that I really wanted to talk about that I may have forgotten. If I remember, you know how this usually goes, I'll come back randomly and be like, oh, I forgot something, you know, or if not, then maybe you all can fill me in on that, on what I missed, I guess. So with all that being said, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. You're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more Mob Psycho or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Link's going to be in the description below, and if you want these episodes early, subscribe to my Patreon. Link's going to be in the description for that as well. So with all that out the way, let's get my off button ready. There it is. You all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.